Hello everyone and welcome back to Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. I am Melodic Oak and this is our Tengu Air Elementalist. And things have been going pretty well this run, pretty well. There's a part of me that wishes I was recording one of my other runs I have going on right now that's going really well. I might show it off at some point if I haven't died, just show you where I am and like so you can see kind of what the game looks like once you've gotten through a lot of the main dungeon and start going into the branches and stuff. But that one has been with the merfolk Scald that I so wanted to work when I was doing the tutorial series originally. But this one, I'm perfectly happy with this run. It's going super well so far. So I haven't really done anything in between last episode and this episode except for drop a short sword. We're pretty sure we're going to be going with pole arms. We're not sure yet though. We're still kind of focusing on the spell casting side of things because that's where the majority of our sort of damage potential is right now. And we did fall through a shaft, if you remember last episode. We fell through a shaft, and now we are stuck. Here. Down a couple of dungeon floors, which does kind of stink. I'm not gonna lie. Oh right, we still have Natasha and an adder up on D3. I'll have to remember that. But things have been going pretty well. So we're gonna go ahead and start exploring this floor. We're gonna look for stairs up and try to just go up as soon as possible. So we can sort of be in the area that we're supposed to be. Oh, whoops, that we're supposed to be. Okay, that is an orc. What are you wielding? A +0 trident. The problem with orcs is that one orc usually means more orcs. So we're just going to go ahead and, if we can, avoid a fight with you. Okay, there's a stair down. There's a phantom. Okay. Again, we're not too terribly worried about phantoms. I don't foresee this being a big problem, much like last time. Do phantoms? I'm curious. I don't think we're gonna do it. It can fly. Okay. I was just thinking to myself, oh, wouldn't it be fun to show off airstrike? But the problem with airstrike is that it is a bit loud, as it says. So I think we're best off not using that as much as I want to. By the way, a very kind commenter last episode pointed out that I was using shock improperly in certain instances when I could have been ricocheting it and I wasn't. And apparently, if you're casting it, it will show you. It will show you. Yeah, there. It will show you that it would ricochet if I was firing it that way. At least as far as I'm understanding it. And I always thought that there wasn't an indicator and that you just sort of had to eyeball it and see sort of where it would ricochet. But apparently, when the yellow square gets darker like that, that means that you have a potential ricochet. So thank you very, very much for pointing that out. I had no idea that there was any kind of indicator whatsoever. Okay, you're getting closer. Any kind of indicator whatsoever, but now I know. So the more I learn. Let's see. Yeah, I can deal up to 10 damage, so it's really not a big damage dealer. But I really don't want to be making too much noise. Yeah, we're just gonna keep on casting this because it's one of our biggest damage dealers. And Phantom is almost destroyed. So yeah, there we go. Cool. Fantastic. Eat a chunk of flesh. Delicious. And then we're gonna go ahead and continue looking for an upstair. We would really like to find one. The sooner the better. This makes me very nervous. Oh, there's one. Okay. Upstairs we go to D6. All right. Now we find one more upstairs and we'll be where we were. Like I said, like that shaft really wasn't that bad. I've had much worse run-ins with a shaft before. All right, let's see. Imp. Susceptible to cold, fire, negative energy. Right. So we're probably fine. Imps are one of those enemies in Dungeon Crawl that kind of like bats. They're really not that dangerous. They're mostly just obnoxious. So, not too concerned. Okay, that door did creak, which is not great. What? Is that just a plant? I don't think I've ever seen... Oh, withered plant. Oh, okay, that might be around a... Yep, around a special area. Yeah. That looks... sounds about right. Oh, let's see. That could have been one of those instances where I could have ricocheted and I didn't. I'm not sure. I should have checked. Shadow Imp. I don't think you are, but okay. I was curious there because a lot of the time imps are summons. So if you see one, it's usually a good time to question. Ah, okay. Yes, this god here, demon god. Definitely not the one we're gonna be going with. I think we've pretty much settled on the god of destructive magic, like for our god. That to me sounds like a killer bee zombie. They're not actually that dangerous. It's just interesting to see one. So with that would ricochet to there, but it wouldn't actually hit it again. So there's an example of that in action though. What would ricochet around? That's interesting. It's really interesting that I know like what to look for now. Thank you very much for pointing that out. Like that's super interesting. Now I realized that my ricocheting there I don't think was actually hitting it a second time. It was just ricocheting kind of diagonally down and left, but just kind of wanted to see it in action there. Oh, okay. See, that is something we would prefer not to tangle with. Yeah. Scimitar of Distortion. It can drain skills if it deals damage, and I'm pretty sure that distortion means is distortion is the one where I can teleport you to horrible places. Yeah, 5% chance the target is banished to the abyss, which would in fact that would be the end of this run if that happened. So we are going to actually we're going to do a couple of things. First, we're going to put a travel restriction there. And then we're going to continue to explore. There's another white. And just so that the radius expands for us there, we're going to go ahead and do that. And hope that it didn't wake up. Hello, you. Surprise, surprise. Okay. Alright, we found a stairway down. Oh, that's an ogre. Hello. See, this would be the time I would normally be like, okay, let's pull out the big guns. Problem is, as with most big guns, they make more noise, and there's a couple of whites over there to the left that I really don't want to wake up. So we need to consider our options. We can cast Swiftness and just run. And try to lose it, and just like pillar dance our way up here. And then up to the... Yeah, you know what? I think we're probably going to do that. We're going to cast Swiftness and then just book it. And hope that we lose it. Now, we will become slowed when Swiftness, yep, runs out. But... Okay. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to rest here. Okay. And if we absolutely had to, like if the ogre came back up, we could have just used that portal there, that trap, to get out and potentially into an even worse situation. But you know, sometimes you gotta make choices. All right, that's a centaur. You can hit for a decent amount of damage. Unfortunately, yeah, if you were standing there, it'd be better. How do we want to deal with you? Airstrike still does a decent amount of damage, does it not? No more than shock, actually. Okay. For some reason, I thought it did. No, I guess not. Yeah, we're just gonna shock at you. Yeah, there's not a whole lot we can do there beyond what... See, that was really dangerous of me to do that. I wasn't really watching my health there as much as I should have been. But we survived, so... Hooray! Oh, okay. Okay, that's an even worse situation. Oh, well, is it? That centaur... I actually don't know if that centaur has to move to the right to see me. We might have to deal with this ogre. We might just have to bite the bullet. I'm pretty sure it's the same ogre. Yeah, you know what? Looking at the map here, There's not a lot of other places for us to go. I think we're gonna have to deal with that ogre if we want to find our way back upstairs. And we're gonna cast Swiftness here. Okay. Okay, yeah, we're gonna have to deal with you. Okay, how do I want to do this? I want to move this way. So if I cast this, that could ricochet back, and I don't think it'll be able to hit me at this range. Okay, now we're in a pretty dangerous situation here. He's heavily wounded, which is excellent. I can deal a ton of damage though, so we need to be really, really careful here. Let's see, we could rage. That's probably a terrible idea. Oh, we have an unidentified potion. I didn't actually realize that. See, this isn't like dire, but it is very dangerous, the situation that we're in. So we would prefer to use caution. Darn. We might want to pop a potion here. A potion of might or a potion of agility or something. I'm thinking probably a potion of agility because we have so many. Yeah, that's going to increase our evasiveness as well. Jesus. Potion of heal wounds. Alright, and it is dead. Whoo, boy. Well, we played it carefully and cautiously and read the situation, so overall, worse things could have happened. Okay, so we want to start training some stuff that's going to help with our survivability, as is evidenced by that. We're still doing a lot of damage and killing things pretty consistently, so I would like to increase our survivability. Now, normally this would be a little early to start training dodging, so I'm not really sure about that. But what I am going to do is, you know what I might do as well? I might, at some point, train up armor just enough that we can wear, like, leather armor, and just have something reducing incoming damage. We're not going to do that right now. Let's start training pole arms, for one thing. Let's train some fighting as well. That's going to help us a little whenever things get hairy, we get into close combat, and magic points are maybe a little more sparse. And in addition to that, fighting is going to give us some additional hit points. So, yeah, I feel like that's not a terrible idea. Oh, that was probably not a great idea. But it looks like that centaur is still up, sort of trapped up there, behind those plants. A ring, which is very nice. A runed moonstone ring. Ooh, sounds nice. Now we do have 2 scrolls of identify. Oh, I am going to actually use one of those on that sapphire potion. We want to know what that is. That is a potion of magic. Ooh, that is a good one to ID for us. That is essentially a oh right, keeping up on my tradition. Drinking the same tea I was last time, so not the same cup of tea, another cup. Essentia green tea. It's delicious. All right. So, we got a potion of magic. That's essentially a mana potion. We can quaff that to restore our magic points. That is a fantastic thing for spellcasters like us to have. So, we have some scrolls here I'd like to ID. However, I'd like to avoid just reading them just sort of without being on a cleared floor, because we might read a scroll of noise or something horrible like that. What is the button on the web tiles? Version to see. Scrolls. Let's read. There's a way to display like the items you've discovered. Usually I just click on it because I usually play offline. Show item knowledge. There we are. All right. No, we have not identified a scroll of noise yet. So we are going to avoid reading those scrolls until we can find a stairway back up. I'm surprised we haven't found one yet. These long corridors are good though. So that could ricochet and hit me. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a couple steps back and then do this. Now, unless I'm mistaken, that was taking advantage of the fact that the ricochets had a chance of hitting them. I believe. I hope so. Hope I'm doing it right. I think I am. We shall see. Didn't drop a corpse either, which is unfortunate. Yay! Okay, and here we are, back on this floor. Now, this floor, I don't think we had anything super dangerous on this floor. We had a hound there. Yeah, I think we were, I mean, obviously we haven't seen everything here yet, and I realized there's almost certainly more enemies. Yeah, and an orc, which is wonderful. And usually means that there's more. They did drop corpse. Oh, hello, quokka. I hate killing quokkas in this. They're so adorable in real life. There isn't anything to butcher here. Oh, because I already butchered it. I'm fine. All right, chunk of flesh. Bam. We are now satiated. Okay, there's an orc priest. Orc priests are one of those classic. It's really easy to underestimate them because they can smite you for a lot of damage. So we're gonna go ahead and target you first. Yep, there we go. See, smitten for a ton of damage, or at least a fairly decent amount of damage. Okay, an orc comes into view wielding a +1 ringmail of fire resistance, which is interesting. The +1 is going to help it. The fire resistance is not. So I don't think it's going to make a difference. No, you're dead. Not against magic, anyway. So that +1 ringmail of fire resistance, we're going to go ahead and pick that up. We're not going to wear it right now, but you never know in the future. Technically, it is worth saying, and I'm sure that this will be pointed out, or that people that have played this know this innately. Really, you don't have to pick up items that you're interested in using later, because you can just Control F them and find them later, and then just come back for them. But if I have lots of room, like early in the game like this, I don't know. It's usually not a huge problem for me to just pick it up and drop it if I get too full. So I'm really hoping that one of those scrolls is going to be hello, trident. So tridents are basically the better version of spears. They're a little less accurate, but they go from base damage 6 to base damage 9. They are what you want to have. The vast majority of the time, outside of Dithminos, not the god we're going for, but interesting find. The general rule, another ring. General rule of thumb is you want to be using the weapon with the most damage, and then use your skill for that weapon to increase your chances to hit, as well as enchanting the weapon, of course. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna read some of these other scrolls that we have here. Scroll of teleportation, exactly why we're reading it on a floor we've already cleared. A scroll of fear. We have 2 more scrolls here. One could be a scroll of, here's the problem. One of those could easily be a scroll of remove curse, which we have not ID'd yet. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and take a little bit of a risk. Do we want to? Those are usually your last words. On one hand, could increase our survivability. On the other hand, could kill us. Okay. Well, we don't really have a lot of potions left to identify, so we're going to go ahead and use the Scroll of Identify, and we're going to ID one of our rings here. Ooh, a Ring of Wizardry. I am actually quite glad I did that. Now, the Ring of Stealth there we're not going to risk, because it could just be a cursed Ring of Stealth that reduces our stealth. We already have a Ring of Stealth there, so there's really no point. Unless we wanted to stack them, which I'm not really interested in doing. That Notched Garnet Ring could be good, but we don't really have a way of knowing until we try it. And same with the Trident. Pretty low chance of it being cursed, but it still can be. But I'm going to go ahead and take the risk on the Trident and the ring here. Do as I say, not as I do. Okay, good. And also, we're going to put on this ring. And the ring that I could do without, if things kind of go to garbage, is honestly the Ring of Magical Power. Okay, that is a ring of fire. There's our teleport going off that we had in the kind of waiting on there. So okay, so not too terrible. The ring of fire is really not that useful to us. Not right now, anyway. Potentially could be later. So wing of wizardry, a wing words, and funny I should say that playing a Tengu. A ring of wizardry increases our power, our magical power, and that's pretty good for us. So we're definitely gonna put that on, and we're gonna go and swap it out. Ring of fire here, and now it just comes a question of: do we want to take off the ring of stealth and put on the ring of magical power? That was increasing our reserves by like 9 points. Yeah, I think we definitely want to. Stealth is always great because it allows you to pick fights, but at this point, with these two rings, we have the reserves and the extra power that we don't have to be as picky about our fights. So, and look at that. Oh, look at that. Our failure chances down to 1%, only 3% on airstrike. That's amazing. And we can memorize Lightning Bolt now. Bam. We have all of our starting spells learned. And Lightning Bolt is one of the most important ones. It does so much damage. Right now it doesn't really do much more or any more than like shock, but it's by the end of it, it's going to do more than double. It's a pretty powerful one. All right, so we want to reduce that failure chance from 9% to like 3% or better. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and turn back on air magic and conjurations, and we're not even going to set a target for them. We're just going to keep them on for a little while because it's going to be tough for us to overtrain those right now with where we are. Also, a lot of people might recommend against this, and that would be completely and totally fair of them to do that. However, throwing caution to the wind, as I have been doing, we're going to be turning on dodging. We're not even going to focus it. We're just going to turn it on and leave it on. I want a little more survivability. Once that's gotten up to like level 5, we'll go ahead and turn it off and then turn on armor and get that up, and we'll just kind of do that as we progress through the game. And that way eventually I'll be able to wear some kind of armor without hurting my spell casting chances too much, but at the same time we will become a little more survivable. Okay, so I think we are going to go up to D3 and kill that adder and Natasha for some juicy experience points. So let's go ahead and do that. Move my glass here, sorry for the thunk there. Bum. All right, we are on D3, and we can remove, there is actually a hotkey, I believe, to just remove all travel restrictions on a floor, but we're just gonna go ahead and do it manually. Boom. Adder. How you doing, buddy? Poisoned me a little bit, but should not be a huge problem. An orc. You're dead. Another orc. Oh, okay, that's a priest. So we are going to see if we can. Boom. And we can ricochet here, but the problem with that, see, I don't think that's actually hitting him any extra times, but well, that might have. I'm gonna have to do some research on what constitutes a ricochet that actually like hits an enemy multiple times. I apologize for not being like on top of. We fell through another shaft. Not that it matters. Okay. Well, is what it is. Wait, have we not? Oh, we hadn't actually technically explored that whole floor. Also, that was Egypt. Should not be that tough of a fight, and he's asleep, so we can initiate combat. Looks easy, intelligent, has 4 damage. Yeah, it's not going to be a problem at all. But yeah, I apologize. I am going to have to do some research on that and figure out if I'm doing that correctly. I'm almost certainly not, and I apologize. There's Natasha. Okay, so Natasha should be pretty easy for, yeah, looks easy. Should be pretty easy for us at this point in time. So much so, I'm willing to risk a lightning bolt at you just to show, Natasha's nearby. What are you doing? That's correct, isn't it? Okay, yeah. Boom. And there goes Natasha. Alright, and you're not within range. So we'll just kill you this way. Cool. Yeah. Sorry about that. I think it was confusing the game, and it thought I was trying to do a rest right when Natasha was nearby, and it was like, why would you do that? Okay, so Natasha's still on the floor. So we're just gonna go ahead and move around until we see her again. There she is. Go ahead and draw her closer. Yeah, it's not really necessary. Alright, so she is not. We are not done with her yet. Just gonna move. I could forget the floor and then auto explore again, but honestly, just moving around. Why do I keep on doing that? I am so dumb. We can just move around a little bit until, you know what we can actually do? I just realized is we can shout. We didn't kill her for good, did we? We did not. Like, she's still alive. We definitely did not kill her for good. Oh, maybe we did. You can sense that her soul's been put to rest is like usually the message you get. Unless I missed it, like an idiot, which I might have. Oh, you know what? I can just check it like this. Okay, yeah. Wait. There should be a note there if she was still alive. Okay, yeah, I think she's done. Okay, sorry for wasting all that time. That's okay. People make mistakes. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Totally not going crazy. I'm not talking to myself. Don't worry about me. All right, so it is time. Let's check this one. Holy mother of no. Well, let me check something just while we're here. Okay. Very resistant to cold. So that was what I wanted to check. And the reason I wanted to check that was because we have a wand of Ice Blast, and they're all clustered together. It would have been a great moment for that, but unfortunately, we don't have a wand of Fireball. So, okay, 2 of them did wake up when I went up the stairs. So we're going to want to be careful. We might want to skip over this floor basically entirely. Just for the sake of safety. I'm not sure. It's not like a super big deal, but okay. We do want to be careful. Jackal. Come here, you. Okay. Within range. Foom. Foom. Dead. Not a big surprise. Chunks of flesh. Delicious. Oh, there's another ogre. So there was 2 ogres. Okay. That is okay. Why did I forget about the door being there? Oh, Jesus Christ. That was me being stupid and not actually seeing the door there. We're going to go ahead and read a Scroll of Fear. Okay. That was me being stupid. Alright, and then we're going to go ahead and try to finish you off. Okay. Oh, that was me being really dumb. That was me, honestly, that was me just not seeing things for some reason. Oh, that's a white. Okay, it hasn't seen me. What are you actually wielding? Okay, that's a trident. So you're not the one that can teleport things, which is good. we could attack you as a terrible idea. Okay. Okay, he did not see me. Should have moved away from the door before resting, but that's okay. Okay, let's take stock of the situation before we make another silly mistake. So, we have whites wandering this floor. We've explored everything on this floor except for the area the whites were in, which does have some nice goodies, but we would expend so many resources getting them that it's not worth it. So, what we're going to do is we are just going to move on. Yeah, we're going to move on here, and we'll come back later when we're feeling a little more confident about our ability to kill those whites, because not fun. Conjurations and air magic just leveled up. Excellent. Lightning bolt is now out of the yellow zone. Only 6% failure chance, which is amazing. I would like to continue training it until we get the power up above shock. I'd really like it to, I think it technically does more damage now, even though technically it's showing the same number of power pips. I think it can vary beyond that. So, and shock is still serving us very well. Jeez, you were stronger than I thought. And don't worry, we were not in a lot of danger there. Hello. How are you? So it's probably. Oh, okay. We got you. You're invisible. That's okay. Not too terribly concerned. Okay, are you still alive? I don't think so. Okay, we gotta be careful here. I don't want to get. Are we confused? We are confused. Okay, you are dead. And the caster is still around. Too confused to cast spells. You are more confused. Yeah, the confusion spell is always kind of a pain, that's for sure. Okay, we are no longer confused. Oh wait, no, we are confused. Just gonna continue moving just because we have a chance at hitting it. We're not, as long as nothing else wanders in. Ow. Okay, I just really shouldn't say anything. Oh my god. Okay, we're confused. So that's not good. We're gonna go ahead and quaff that potion. Okay. Yeah, we need to force cast you this way. Boom. Okay. So yeah, that situation wasn't, I don't know, that they kind of lucked out a little bit and got me down there, but in that situation I wasn't in as much danger as it sort of appeared, I would say. What happened? I feel a bit more experience. Oh, okay, never mind. I'm sorry. That was just some kind of glitchiness. I don't even know if that came through on my recording software or not. But yeah, so definitely was not an optimal situation, but we're alive, so. Boom, and boom, and boom, and just finish you off that way. Excellent. Okay, so we can finally, hello you. Let's take both of you out. I guess I could have probably ricocheted there. Let's go ahead and pop into here and just for the sake of completionism, just go ahead and get that all sorted out. Okay, so I believe. Well, let's think about this. We had a chance to pick Sifmuna earlier, and we decided against it. Vehumet is probably the one we want to go for. No, not Makleb. Makleb's not the one I'm thinking of. Vehumet is the one I'm thinking of. Vehumet, or potentially. I was gonna say, because we're not a very equipment centric build, we could go for Eshinzari, who likes it when you wear cursed stuff, because we're not planning on doing a lot of swapping. But I think at the end, I know it's a more boring pick, but I think Vahumet is a better choice. So yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and go with Vahumet. So do you wish to join? Yes. Vahumet welcomes you. Okay. So, we can get Vahumet to like us more just by killing stuff, basically. And eventually they'll give us the ability to gain magic for when we kill stuff. Reduces our chance of miscasting destructive spells. See, range of destructive spells increased by 1 tile, which is really helpful. And I believe they also give you occasional gifts, do they not? Yes. Yes, occasionally you will also get gifts of new destructive spells. So, wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. And because of that, you know what I'm considering doing? I am considering turning off air magic. We'll go ahead and set a goal for level 9. And then when air magic hits that goal, we'll leave conjurations on, because we're going to get more destructive magic, but it's not necessarily going to be air magic. And so with that, yeah, I think that's a good call. Also, I've decided we're going to turn off dodging and turn on fighting for the hit points. We need to be a little bit tankier. Alrighty, let's get on out of here and start exploring this floor a little bit more. That's an interesting room. What is this? Oh, that's a god I've only ever tried once and it went very poorly, but I've always wanted to make it work. It's like a god of dances and stuff. Sorry about that. Getting just a flurry of texts from family. All right. We have explored this floor, so let's go ahead and consider our options here. I really like that room. Just a little room. I want to see what's outside of it. I have gotten floors like that where it's like a ton of really small rooms. It always kind of cracks me up. We're gonna get a surprise attack on you. Haha. So wait, is this an example of me doing this stupidly? Could I have been? No. Okay. Just want to make sure. Eat some raw frog meat. Delicious. It is going to be really fun to get some other spells in our repertoire. Ah, okay. We got a room with a bunch of water. See, this is the kind of thing where I'd find a room like this in my other run, and I was a merfolk, and I'd be like, I'd just rub my little hands together and be like, oh yeah, time to lure all the monsters back into this room, because like you get like major evasive bonuses, and I think to hit bonuses as well if you're in the water as a merfolk. So it was just a wonderful place to be. Okay, we're gonna use this scroll of identify, and we have some more potions. Potions of mutation, interesting. One of those things that always kind of cautious about. But they can be fun, and they can be an interesting thing to pop if you just know that your run is kind of over. Electric eel. You can sometimes be more dangerous than immune to electricity. That makes it particularly dangerous to us, because pretty much all of our spells involve it in some way. However, I believe airstrike. Does airstrike count? Well, let's find out. Science. Haha! Dead. Alright, that's what I was talking about when I was talking about how amazing airstrike is against flying enemies. Alright, that's a lot of hounds. Together they can potentially be dangerous. They're out of range of that. So let's go ahead and get some... Okay. This is becoming a little bit too busy for my liking. But we don't really have any choke points we can move back to. So... Okay. Ow. Okay, that actually didn't deal any damage. That's a lot. Okay, yeah. We could get overwhelmed by these guys, so we're gonna go ahead and use a Wand of Ice Blast, and just hit a ton of these here. Okay. And we are gonna go ahead and do that again. Right here. Okay, that dealt some pretty decent damage. You know what? You're cold-blooded. We're gonna go ahead and do it again. Oh, damn, we can't hit all of you. But we can still hit 3 of you. Okay, I think those were good calls. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. In fact, we're gonna do it one more time, because we can hit all 3 of you, and you're cold-blooded, so it'll slow down the eel, potentially. Let's double-check and see just how much you can hit for here. Electrical Bolt does 7 damage. So you can't one-shot us, and you can't two-shot us. So, we are going to, we are going to airstrike you. That'll finish you off. And then the Hound can only hit for up to 6 damage, so we can just shock you. Oh my good god, how? Okay, well, we are going to cast Swiftness, and you're fast, aren't you? No, you're not. Okay. How are you keeping up with me? I legitimately have no idea how that's happening. Yeah, increase the caster's movement speed. That, okay, well, we've just walked into a very unfortunate situation, haven't we? No scrolls of blinking. We could quaff a potion of heal wounds. I think we're gonna have to at this point, so we don't get one-shot by anything. I think that Hippogriff can actually still one-shot us. Yeah, pretty much. Just about, anyway. So, God. Okay. We are going to read a Scroll of Teleportation. We're going to get hit, which is unfortunate. We're going to move back. We're going to move back again. Okay, this is a slightly better situation. We are going to cast that. We're going to teleport here, like, momentarily. Okay. I was hoping to kill the Hippogriff, like, as we teleported away. Well, that was exciting, wasn't it? Okay, orcs we can deal with. Orcs are not difficult. Yeah, just come down one at a time, please. That would be oh so excellent. Yeah, that was exciting. That was something else. I did not expect so... God, this floor is just enemy after enemy, isn't it? Okay, well, there's already a ton of enemies coming this way, so we're just gonna go ahead and take care of you before you get close enough to do any real damage here. We do need to be careful, though. Okay, we are good. Jackal, easy peasy. +1 flail of protection. Interesting. Okay. That Hippogriff, I don't know if it's going to heal or not, but we are going to want to use caution here as we explore the rest of this floor. Alright, stairway down. Let's poke our heads down here. Okay. That is a troll. Okay, it has not seen us. Thank you, stealth. It is awake, though. Yeah, they are extremely dangerous. And it's going to be active. That it's awake and moving around. So we are going to explore in this direction instead. Carefully. so as to not also... We are going to shut both of these doors so that if said troll wanders that way, it does not see us. Alright, let's see if we can see that hippogriff from a range. Oh, good lord. That room's horrifying. I'm wondering if we don't airstrike it. They're very dangerous, but they're fast, aren't they? They're quick. Yes, it is fast. So we're not going to be able to run away from this thing. I really don't want to have to use more resources. So I think airstriking it is our best bet. Okay, yes. Good, good, good. Yeah, airstrike, normally against a red enemy like that, that would have been a terrible idea. But because it was a flying enemy and airstrike does bonus damage to enemies that are currently flying, that was sort of a calculated risk. Worked out pretty well. That's why so much stuff is spawning around here, because that's the lair. Okay, they've moved on. Electric eel, another one of those. Oh god, there's that hippogriff, or a different hippogriff, who knows. Okay, we could risk it. God, I mean, we kind of don't have anywhere else we can go. We kind of have to start clearing some stuff on this floor. I feel like we went from being pretty powerful to being pretty fragile. So I'm definitely happy that we're training up stuff that's making us more survivable. All right, conjurations is pretty high now. What's our costs are sort of all over the board. Lightning bolt is indeed doing 5 pips of damage now, as is static discharge and airstrike, which is amazing. And those use less MP, so we want to focus on using airstrike over lightning bolt when we can. Especially if it's a single target, and static discharge if there's multiple and they're close to us. So we definitely want to keep that in mind. The hippogriff, I'm thinking we actually do airstrike. Yeah, and just kill it. And just kill you. Behemoth, accept your kill. Now you can now gain magical power from killing, and we are offered the knowledge of a new spell. So we are going to go ahead and rest something open that door. It's a phantom. Oh, okay, we can deal with you easily. Boom. Okay. That's really creepy. I don't think I've ever had a moment in Dungeon Crawl that's been creepy like that before. It's like, something opened that door and I can't see what it is. Alright, we forgot to switch our skills. Actually, I was pretty okay with our experience going into fighting for that. Although I think we are going to set our current target for fighting at 6. We're going to turn dodging back on, and we haven't really trained any specific weapon skills at all, and it's not going to cost a lot of experience to get that up. I don't know, we're just focusing so much on magic for our killing that I don't think that's a good idea yet, especially since we haven't found any weapons that are artifacts or stand out. Putting ourselves directly adjacent to an enemy is really just asking for trouble right now. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're just going to focus conjurations and just kind of leave it on, I think. Do we want to do spell casting instead? That will bring down the hunger cost of a lot of these spells as well, which is not important yet, but is going to be important. Oh, right, and we also have knowledge of sting, which is conjuration poison. Potentially useful. It's definitely not a bad spell. It's definitely a lower level spell, but enemies that are weak to poison, ironically a lot of enemies that cause it, it can be very helpful against them. So we'll consider it. We'll consider it going into the lair, actually. Once we're ready to go into the lair, we might learn sting. That could be a good one to have around. So definitely grateful that Behemoth gave us the option. That's for damn sure. We're doing pretty well on resources. We've had to pop a couple of potions of heal wounds. We've had to use some scrolls. you know, stuff has been used, but the stuff has been used to help us survive. That's kind of the point of it. And honestly, I think we're pretty on par with what you're expected to have, you know, used at this point. So I'm comfortable with this. We're safe dropping the Dagger of Draining. We're safe dropping our +1 Spear. A couple of things that we can clean up. We're never going to use the Buckler. I don't know why I'm carrying that around. And there's a couple in the dungeon. We can just Control F if we change our mind. Other than that, pretty happy with everything we have here in our inventory. Potions of Flight, not really super important for us since we can just do this. But that does have a failure rate. And it does cost MP. So keeping those potions around if we have slots for them, still technically a reason to do so. So that's been Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup for today. I am quite enjoying this run. It's been tough, and that's part of what's made it so enjoyable. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go for today. But I will see you day after tomorrow for some more Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. I am looking forward to it. So I'm going to put a cut in here, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.